Hey, welcome back binder and UA fans for another episode of Heinous the Adventurall. This is our project for Unreal Adventure 2026. Today is April 10th. It's been exactly a month, like we last filmed on March 10th. I've gotten a lot done on this thing. I need a lot more to get done. Let me tell you what I've gotten done, what kind of fun we've had since then, and everything in between. All right, on our last episode, I was in the middle of getting all the frame plates installed, and I'm happy to say I did get all that done. Got all the outside ones in, well, which is just the two, right, really up front. Got all the inner ones in. I actually had to modify some of it afterwards, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I also got a lot of work done out back, too. So let's move on over there, and I'll show you everything that's been fabricated and completed. Back here, I finally got all the rear wheel wells all tubbed in. I started with a piece of 6-inch wide by 1/8-inch strap, and using basically one of the garbage cans here, kind of got it pre-rolled, shoved it up under here, shoved a bunch of wood blocks, and welded the whole thing shut. So I was pretty stoked to get that done. Kind of got a little bit of a mud guard here going with that. After that, it was all constructing the inside in here. I went ahead and started with some CAD, some cardboard aided design, cut up the pieces, kind of shaped it, made it all up the way I wanted it, and then started laying out templates and came up with these enclosures here that totally enclose the rear Skyjacker coilovers. And I'm pretty stoked how they came out. I mean, it was something that was heavy on my mind, kind of want to just wrap up like the body side of it. And I'm pretty glad to get all of that done. So with both fenders, like I said, wrapped with that piece of 6-inch wide by 1/8-inch strap, and then the rest of it boxed in. Still a couple things to do yet for them. I'm going to drill some access holes so you can get the coilover bolt in through there. Like obviously you have to think about, I can put this together, drop the body on, and then great, now what? I can't work on any of it. So I got to think about how this thing has to be serviceable in the future. So some access holes there, and then I still actually want to do a crossbar from one shock tower to the other, and I have an idea of how I want to do it. And maybe next episode I'll see what I've done. All right, so underneath the body, midsection, we'll just start right here. Ended up modifying the original cross member for the bell housing. Ended up making like basically 2 tunnels for the exhaust pipes to go through. I mostly needed it for my drive shaft that's going here, and I started to kind of do the exhaust up here and then stopped. I had to order some more exhaust fittings yesterday. I thought I had what I needed, but I just need some sharper bends. I am trying to make basically a loop with my exhaust, kind of like what I did on Patriot Scout to clear this front drive shaft, make sure it doesn't smash into it. So got that done, got some cross members made up for the skid plate, both front up here and back here as well. And ended up having to modify this back one after I got done because my mock-up rear drive shaft was laying on it at full droop. So I notched it, made that work. And then I did find out, coming back to this cross member here under the bell housing, when I went to take it out, well, I couldn't because of my frame plates. So I had to whack a section off on that side. I had to I'll clean it up later, whack a section off on this side just so I could pivot this thing and get it out when I need to, basically remove it. So that was a little frustrating to find out. I kind of boxed myself into a corner, but, things happen. With that said, well, let's move on to some suspension. All right, one of the key pieces that I was able to pick up while in Moab was the front leaf springs from Skyjacker. These are a 4-inch lift GM spring. It's part number C140S. This is probably what I'm going to end up going with. I think so, like meaning, 4-inch, 2.5-inch. I don't know. I think the 4-inch I'm pretty happy with. I did move back to my center hole as my mock-up springs I had were kind of worn out, and I was at the front hole, and I really would like to actually move the front end forward as much as possible, but where my shackle angle is, kind of real happy with it. As we get more weight on this thing, things will settle in, and I might have to move this back forward. I'm not sure yet, but anyways, there's soft ride. It's should be perfect for the build. All right, so a whole lot has happened here in the back. Got the Skyjacker coilovers mocked up in here. I also added some trail gear bump stops to this thing. So I don't know. I was originally thinking our usual rubber CPT ones, but I thought, man, I'm back here. Might as well go ahead and do it. So I ordered up these. I don't know what's wrong with these, meaning they were kind of cheap for like 185 bucks a piece, and everybody else wants over $400. So I don't know. I'm told Trail Gear makes good stuff. Trying them out. Those are 4-inch travel, 2.5-inch diameter. Should be more than enough beef for it. Went to TK1 Racing and got a sway bar for it and mounted that in there. Showed up to EJS to pick up my aluminum links from Chris Durham Motorsports. And he's like, well, let's just say Corey and Caleb, they like to jokingly call me Sensei. Corlib, as I like to call those two. Well, my master sensei is like Chris Durham, especially when it comes to this stuff, right? And we had a long talk at UA last year, and he told me all about making sure the uppers were 2/3 the length of the lowers. And of course, I threw all that out the window because I had found these one-piece brackets and put them in. And, you know, when I texted Chris the measurements, he didn't say anything back to me. He just said, okay. And naturally, Chris being Chris, as he was handing them off to me at Moab last week, he's like, you know, you didn't follow the 2/3, 1/3 rule. And I'm like, I know, you know. So anyways, in the end, I had my little iPad with me. I was able to sit down with Chris for a bunch of time and go over pictures, and he made a whole bunch of suggestions. So like Groundhog Day, I am going to be redoing a lot of this rear suspension. There's nothing wrong with this, so to say. A lot of people are using a setup just like this, using it just fine. But if there's a better or best way, I'm going to do it, you know, and especially if I'm stuck or something, Chris is there, I don't want to have to hear it. You should have done it my way, because then won't hear that, because I'm going to do it his way. So anyways, I'm going to move the lowers to the side of the frame, and that should help with clearance and such. As for the inner uppers, I'm going to move those back and tie them into this rear cross member here, and that'll shorten those up to just about 2/3. So that's where we are at next. I did order brackets. I was looking around, and again, I think I've mentioned before, I'm using these huge ass wide 3-inch ballistic joints, and like nobody makes brackets that fit them. And honestly, not even ballistic, because I ordered some in on Monday when I got back from Moab on Friday, and you know, got right back to thinking on everything. Reached out to some of my compadres like Connor over at Barnes and a few others to see who's got what. And really, when it comes to these joints, they're just, you know, they're just kind of unique. So Ballistic had the closest thing I could find, and I got them ordered up. They're over on the table. They actually came in yesterday, so I really appreciate the fast shipping. But I am having to open them up again for the big old, you know, ballistic joints that are in it. They're just not enough clearance. So I'm going to go finish clearancing that up, and then we are going to jump on and start switching these brackets around, and then I'll be able to take more pictures and forward them to my master sensei and see if I can pass rear link suspension class from him. So let's go get that done. All right, so these are the brackets from Ballistic Fab. I ordered a couple different ones. I wasn't sure what I was going to want to use. I'm always a guy that likes options, so they have the 3-bolt ones, which are technically for their upper inner brackets, but I'm also thinking about using these for the outer as well. And what's odd about these, so these are your typical outside of the frame, and these are perfect. These actually fit the big old joints, ballistic right here, this big old bad boys. So I could use them, but I'm going to see how it works out with these adjustable ones first. Regardless, because I'm using these big joints, I still have to open these up. And I did the bottom one here, show that to you later, and I made a little template, and I'm just sticking it on here, and I'm cutting these open. So I'm going to get to work and finish modifying, well, at least 2 of these brackets, and then, like I said, then we'll get back over there and get them mounted up. All right, finally got the last bracket done. Of course, you know, as you do these, you start to figure out faster and faster ways. I put a fresh blade on my little my little handsaw here, and she blazed right through that 1/4 inch thick. So, and yeah, let's start mocking these things up. All right, so I think the best way to get this done is I'm just gonna like get the ass end up a little bit so it's like stable, doesn't move. And then I'm gonna try just taking like, I think that first like lower link off, put the side one on so it's the same length, and then go to the other side, do that, and then I'll go to the uppers, and then hopefully nothing moves. I already know there's already been some movement side to side. I mean, the whole thing still needs to be realigned, but I think that's gonna be the best way. I'll know here shortly. Well, I'll tell you guys, there's a reason I ordered different brackets and always ready for another plan. I thought I could grind some of this, but really, it just needs to be straight. So, with that said, I get to go back over to my table over there, and I'm going to go assemble a pair of those other brackets, which are really designed for outers. I was really, for out here, going for the triple look, the adjustments of it, but yeah, it's too much angle this way. And if I try to cut this, it's not going to leave any room for the nut to go in here unless I, you know, open up the frame, and I don't want to do that. So this is like typical day for me. Plans change every minute. So I'm going to go slap a couple of these brackets together. My welder's already there, and and then we get back to it. So yeah, I do have two pairs here. You'll notice actually, these are actually different angles. So you got that angle and you got that angle. And again, what I have on the 3-hole one for adjustment, which typically you don't do. I mean, really typically you're using these, but I ordered these just in case that wasn't going to work out, and I'm glad I did. And it really just needs this one here to go on it. So I'm going to tack weld. They come with these inner plates. Going to use my trusty used ballistic joint here, put the plate in, put my nut on, and burn some metal really quick. Thank God these have clearance, because if I had to grind out another bracket, I was just gonna like put leaf springs on this damn thing. I think before I stick this on, I'll cut these tacks on this side at least, so when I'm ready, it'll fall off hopefully. All right. I think I'm good with that. I am going to go get my Mr. Welder over here and put a couple tacks on that. And then I think move to this one. And that way I can keep the V structure. I'll have to obviously shorten that upper. I know it's not square right there, but It's kind of nice because it really ties into the cross member. Tell from here how off it is. I need to go see what this looks like. I may not like it at all from this other side. Huh? I can live with it. The 3 bolts aren't like perfectly up and down, you know, but it's tight against the cross member. And Master Sensei Chris said, make sure put the brackets tight against the cross member. It'll help with support. That's what I'm going to do. So redone the suspension here. I hope it's right now. I'm gonna take some pictures, get them sent over to Durham, and see if he approves. And if so, I'll get new aluminum upper links ordered from him, and probably at least a tie rod for this thing. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as usual. And stay tuned. You know, we'll get Joe back over here in a couple more weeks and see what kind of progress we can make on this thing. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. I could make millions selling iron supplements.